G'day, today we're going to talk about swags.
Hey, hang on. Don't be calling these things swags, mate. These are called two-man tents, and we're going to tell you why. Hey mate, what are you doing under there? Are you sleeping under there?
Oh yeah, I was just sleeping in my swag.
That's not a swag.
Yeah, it's a traditional swag. I love the feeling of canvas on my face while I'm trying to sleep.
Lying on the hard ground, no mattress, lying in the dirt.
Yeah, I love sleeping in a canvas coffin.
You gotta get with the times, mate. There's heaps better ways than this.
You know what, I really hope no one ever invents a better way to make a swag. This is just perfect.
No, there's heaps better ways. We'll show you. Well, gone are the days of a bit of canvas rolled up with your sleeping bag in there, sleeping on the hard ground. Obviously these days swags are a little bit more advanced. They got mattresses in them. You can roll your sleeping bag up in there still. The traditional swag was basically just a simple way that people could roll up their bedding and carry it on their back, on their motorbike, on their horse. And it was very basic. Things are a little bit better these days. Now, this is a double. So you look at the size of it, it's quite big, but most of us are driving four-wheel drives or cars and we can fit that in there, no worries at all. So when you hear the term swag and you say, that's not a swag. A swag is a portable sleeping unit. It is normally a bundle of belongings rolled in a traditional fashion. Well, this is what they are nowadays. So we've had a lot of people say that this is a dome tent. So I actually went and got a dome tent. This is a two-person dome tent. And while if I was hiking through the Andes, this would probably be the thing I'd want to carry. I've got no mattress in there, can't fit my sleeping bag in there. You got to carry a bit of extra stuff apart from that. But we're going to set them both up for you and show you the difference.
So a comment we had was actually, what are these little loops on the inside for? Well, they're for hanging your glasses up, or your fan, or your light. That's what you could use them for, but what they're actually for is when you roll up your swag side, you got your toggle there. So when you roll up your flap, you got one loop for that. But if you want to roll up your fly and your side, then you got another loop in there. So you got one loop for each side. Last swag video, we mentioned ground sheets to try and keep the water coming up out of the ground from your swag, keep your swag nice and dry. Well, this is next level. So little click together floor mats, give you a bit of extra protection and a little bit of padding under your swag. And also, because of all the holes, they also help to reduce that condensation build-up. So there's a little tip for you.
So with your ground sheets too, we recommended a canvas one or a tarp or something like that in our other video. But it was mentioned that obviously if it rains, your water's going to sit on that, it's not going to seep through. So here's another option. You can get a bit of shade mesh. These are super cheap. You can pick up massive big 3-meter ones like this one. The water will run straight through. They're great on the sand too because the sand falls out. They do hold a bit of dust and egg apparently. Don't drop your raw eggs on there because yeah, it's messy to clean up. Right, so in our first swag video we talked about the saggy sides and how to fix it, which we used some of this water pipe. The idea is it just goes up in there and spans across the arch and just holds the sides out. So how do we get the measurement for that? Well, that's a great question. So what I did, I'm not going to be able to give you the exact measurement because they're all going to be a little bit different from each other, all the different brands and what have you. Basically get a length of this, push it in the opposite side down against the floor and push it in until you get a nice arc there. And all you're going to need to do, just mark the center up in the middle, in the top there where the seam is, just put a little mark there. And that's how long it needs to be. Cut 2 of them. Grab yourself a little bit of something that fits inside it and cut it fairly long because you don't want it to fall out. I've just put 2 little screws in there just to stop it from moving, and then all I need to do is attach it, and that's one piece, and it just goes in there like that. And I actually slide mine inside one of those loops, and it just helps hold it up there. One of the other recommendations was for a pool noodle. So I got one here. So I assume you just sort of set it up just like that, and you just have to sleep under here with that. That's probably how that works. Yeah, thanks for the tip.
So we had a comment on our original swag video about another way to help keep the sides up if you don't have a pool noodle or some pipe or anything like that. And they suggested that you can use a 12-volt air conditioner. So the idea is that you plumb the 12-volt air conditioner into your swag, helps to keep you cool, but also the air pressure will help to keep the sides up. So we don't have a 12-volt air conditioner, but Gaz has gone and got the next best thing. So I'm going to jump in here, he's going to plug it in, and we're going to see what it's like.
I got it here. All right, I'll zip you up. I reckon this is going to work, you know? Right, you tell me when you're ready. Rightio, so we've zipped Matt in there, and he's going to film from the inside and let us know what it's like. You right to go, Matt?
Yep, good to go.
Am I supposed to hold this all night?
If you could, that was actually quite nice.
In all seriousness, you're probably not going to take a blower and stick it into your tent to keep you cool during the night. There are other options. So obviously, you know, you can take a big fan like that. They service, you know, if you got room in your car, they're quite good, and they can, you know, when you're sitting around the camp, you can use them as well. Or you can get like little ones like this. This one's from King's. It's got a little fan and a light on there, so you can sit it like that or hang it from the top where those loops we were talking about before. And the beauty of having these new style swags where the canvas is not laying on your face, you've got room in there to put a fan or something like that to keep you cool.
We had a few people suggest that our seasoning technique wasn't quite accurate enough for their liking, and they suggested that the only proper way to season a swag is by full immersion. They suggested putting it in the bathtub at home. I tried to do that, but I got the look from my wife, the don't you dare look. And how do you even get it out of the house anyway when it weighs 6 ton and full of water? You just slop it down your hallway? I don't know. Someone else suggested a washing machine. I tried to put it in my washing machine, but it's a front loader and I can't even get it through the door. So the only other way I can think of is in the creek. So we're up here at Gaz's place.
Hang on, you're going to throw that straight in the water?
Straight in. That's what they said to do, just chuck it in the water and leave it for a couple of days.
Righto.
All right, here we go. Don't do that. It'll probably work, but your swag's going to get full of mud and tadpole, so probably best not to chuck it in the creek. The other question that we got was, what happens when you've seasoned it a few times but it's still leaking? So you shouldn't be getting any water through the canvas itself unless it's cut or a tear or something like that. The most likely area that it's coming through will be in the stitching. So as we mentioned in our first swag video, the stitching and the wetting down of the canvas will close the canvas around the stitches. If that doesn't work, what you can try is actually some beeswax, and just rub some beeswax through the seams on the inside, and that will help seal that up for you. Well, there you go. It doesn't matter whether you call it a swag or a tent or a dome tent, whatever, it does the same thing. It's a comfortable method for you to get out and sleep in the bush, and I think that's the main thing.
That's it. Doesn't matter what you call it. There's been a bit of controversy on our tips and tricks, obviously, what we call it, but look, hey, most people are carrying, you can fit that in the back of your car or on the roof, and you can carry your mattress and your blanket in there. Obviously, if you're hiking or motorbike riding or something like that and you're traveling, maybe a dome tent's for you. You don't have room for that, something so big and heavy. So,
and the best thing is you can pick one up for a couple $100 now.
They're getting so cheap, right?
Plenty of places that are doing them. Are they going to last 30 years for you to talk about someone else's swag video on YouTube and 50 years time? Probably not.
Probably not.
But are you going to have fun out in the bush right now?
100%.
And that's what we're about.
We're all about chasing the weekend, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go and check out some of our other videos. We've got a few tips and tricks and different videos there. And hopefully you get something out of it.
Yep. And remember,
The weeks are long,
the weekends are short.
so chase after the weekend.
See ya.
It's pretty big.
We had a customer, not a customer.
I can't think of what else I had to say.
Oh, I just wait for that car to go past. Are you one of those young guys that bought a double swag in the hopes of picking up a missus and you haven't quite got there yet, and you're out camping and you're thinking to yourself, how the heck am I going to roll this thing up with just me? This is how you do it.
How are you going to put that in the bag?